Hey guys, welcome to the first ever video on my channel. Yes! Okay, let's get to the tea. Oh my gosh. So, hey, I'm Esmeralda DeVille and welcome to the very first ever video on my channel. For this first video, I kind of just wanted to talk about who I am, what I'm doing with my drag, and kind of what I want to come out of this channel. I'm pretty new at recording YouTube videos. TBH, this is only my second one, but I'm super excited and I can't wait to hopefully bring you guys some content talking about different things to do with not just makeup and hair and stuff to do with drag, but also what that means in kind of a greater context, like how that has to do with the greater LGBTQ kind of culture in general, and how much of a platform you get when you use drag. And something that I've kind of had to realize over these past few months is that something that is so crucial in what I do and what so many hundreds of other people do is that we're here to not just entertain but also educate. We're supposed to teach you something about society, whether it's through humor, whether it's through acting or theater or something like that. Whatever the message of the art is, it's meant to inform and it's meant to cause change. So I don't claim to be any kind of a expert on drag or someone who knows how to do everything perfectly, but I am learning just as everyone out here is learning. I can't wait to hopefully share what I've learned with y'all and learn some tips along the way. I think that there's a lot more to me than just a pretty face. I'm still really new to drag. I've only been doing this for about a year and a half, but I've learned so much in that time. Instead of coming off as someone who knows everything, I want to show y'all what I know so that I can learn from y'all and I can kind of go along with this journey with you. As a lot of you know, it is really hard to learn drag. There's no like set class for it and there's no like set way of learning it. It's all kind of doing it yourself and figuring out what way works for you. And that's what I've had to do. I've kind of had to learn from other people, learn what they do, kind of observe. And even though that's like super like amazing and that's really how you develop those skills, I feel like at the same time it was hard because I had so many questions. And I want to be, on here at least, a way for people to ask questions about that they don't know and that they have like questions for, about like how to glue on an eyelash, how to glue down a lace front. Am I gonna know how to do these things perfectly / at all? No, but the point of it is that I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna teach and we're gonna have a fabulous time doing it. I guess where I kind of wanted to start with how I kind of got into drag and how I started out figuring out what I wanted to do as an artist. This is something that I definitely want to pursue. I mean, with the way that our economy is now, drag isn't a get-rich-quick kind of gig. It's kind of a more like get-poor-forever kind of gig. So, you know where I'm at right now. Pinching them pennies, bitch. Anyway, I started doing drag about a little over a year and a half ago. The first time that I was ever put in drag was actually for a fashion show that my school's drama department was throwing. I was actually the model that was used by the drag queen who came in to kind of show people how to do drag makeup for the show. And they put makeup on me as a model, and when I looked at myself afterwards, and that was the first time I'd ever been in like any kind of drag makeup, I couldn't recognize myself. And that feeling of being able to put on someone else and literally lose a part of yourself to gain a different personality, it's kind of like an armor. It kind of gives me the license to be a shady but at the same time like become someone else and have a whole new different kind of outlet for my different energies. And the director, so yeah, I've done theater for 8 or 9 years now, just like through school, as something that I found that I really like to do on the weekends, something that kind of fueled my passion of being really
extra and not having an outlet for all that extra.
Big gay energy, as I like to call it. I got into acting and then I kind of figured out that I wanted something more than that. And I'd always been interested in like glitter and glam and things that are funny and lots and lots of television. Not surprised that I ended up being a huge glamour toad that I am today. But it did take a lot, and it took a lot of learning, a lot of patience, a lot of patience. One thing that you should really know about starting drag is that if you really want to do it, you've got to commit to those times that you're going to be like, oh, my eyebrows are off, the whole thing is ruined, or I didn't glue out my brows and they're lifting so the whole look is ruined. We've all been there. It happens. You know what you need to do? You need to throw some Pros-Aide on there, glue that brow down, trace it out with a marker, and you are fine. And I'll show you how to do it. Believe me, I think that it's a lot more valuable to go through using makeup and learning how to use makeup properly if you take the time to make errors and if you're not too hard on yourself. I know that when I was like starting out using makeup, like learning how to use it on YouTube and having my nice little drugstore palette that I found at CVS. I mean, having all that stuff and like looking online, it is really challenging and it's kind of pressurizing to do something that's amazing your first try. To be able to tell yourself, no, I need to take the time to hone those skills and really like work at it. Like with this look, I only use glue stick. I never usually just use glue stick because my brows are so thick. They're like bushes on my face. I usually have to use Pros-Aide, which is like a surgical grade adhesive that glues them to my face. But I've started to learn that if I only use Pros-Aide, then it actually stays in my brows and I have to pick little specks of glue out for the following 3 or 4 days after I've taken the makeup off. And if you ever had Pros-Aide in your brows, you know that it is not a fun experience. And taking it out of your brows is less than fun because it hurts. And I've pulled out so much hair because I only put Pros-Aide on. And so you've got to really adapt to it. And for this look, I used glue stick only because I knew I'm only going to be in drag for an hour or two and I'm going to only go in there to wash it off afterwards. So why put on Pros-Aide if I'm only going to be here for an hour or so? But my point is, you've got to take the time to learn, you've got to take the time to grow, and you've got to take the time to give yourself time to practice. I think that's one of the hugest things to kind of take away from coming into drag is that you have to hone your skills before you can actually do it. And I mean, I feel you can go a little time and come a long way. I mean, I worked so hard on learning how to not just do makeup but also style hair and make clothes. Now I'm starting to kind of network myself and kind of take it to the next level because that's what I want to do and that's kind of what my passion is. You have to take the time and you have to go through those days where your brows look like oatmeal, your lipstick is running down your face. It happens. I guess that's the biggest takeaway that I would give to someone who's just starting out. I know that if someone had told me that a long time ago, I wouldn't have been as hard on myself because I was very hard on myself when I didn't go the way that I wanted to, and I really needed to learn that it's okay to kind of take a step back, realize what you did wrong, and kind of calculate how to fix that. And it is going to take a lot of time and it's going to take research because drag is hard. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to make it less hard, darling. It kind of gives me the license to have a whole new different kind of outlet for my different energies and kind of just be who I want to be. Like when I'm not in drag, I'm very self-conscious, I'm very closed off in some kinds of ways because I'm not very confident in how I look. And I know that it's, I'm really hard on myself because of that, and that's kind of something that I have to check and make sure that I'm not really focusing on that too much because there's a lot of stuff about me that I know is really positive that I have a hard time seeing sometimes. But I feel like that's part of everyone. And I feel like if we start talking about it and if we start having these kinds of dialogues where we're talking about you are beautiful, no matter what you see, like so much of what we ourselves see of ourselves isn't beautiful. And I feel like something that makes drag so appealing to people is that when you put it on, you're literally bringing out the beautiful pieces of yourself that you see in the mirror, like that you want the world to see. I'm bringing out the best parts of myself through putting on Esmeralda. You are the person that you want yourself to be. And once you're finally feeling that way, it's magical. And it's really life-changing. You look at yourself differently each and every time you do it. Especially if you
take them time to get them skills right, Pearl.
You've got to love yourself and you've got to love what you do. It's a passion. Like, it's a passion to kind of express myself through this way and express how I feel things through my lip syncs, through the comedy that I hope that I will soon discover, and my performance. All of us have these feelings that have trouble expressing sometimes. It's really hard for us to kind of find the outlets to do them in life because we feel pressured and we feel stuck in these little teeny boxes where we can't really be who we are. If you take the time to find your outlet, how you love yourself, like what's best about yourself, how can you express yourself so that what you do is a passion. And then once you start developing these skills, like down the line, you'll be able to do more and more. I mean, like, I started making stuff when I was in high school, like my last year of high school, like only when I just figured out that I really like drag. Like, taking something that you think of and actually making it happen, that feeling like that you created something, that you actually made something that you can use, that feeling is just mind-boggling to me. And that's how I know that what I want to do is design, because it's my passion. Something that I really hope from this channel is that I'll help people discover their inspiration and help show people that their inspiration is achievable and what they want is achievable. I mean, hey, I did not think that I was gonna get this far with what I've learned in drag and kind of what I've started to develop as my drag. You can do this too. I know that it's so easy for everyone to be like, I couldn't do that, I'm not like skilled enough, or I'm not good enough, or I haven't been to enough years of school, or whatever. The tea is, anyone can pick up a paintbrush and make something. Anyone can pick up a sewing machine and make something. You just have to be willing to practice, and you have to be willing to accept the fact that you might not be able to get it perfect your first time. Thank you guys so much for watching my first video. I'm so excited that this is the first of many, hopefully. Again, I'm learning just as much as you are. Hopefully I can relay something that I've learned and help more people learn from my own experience, and I can learn something from you as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below one more time. Thank you so much. I'm Esmeralda DeVille.